Hello students, here's a quick video for week 13 so that you'll be ready for what's coming. When you look at week 13, you'll see that you have an assignment due for social studies. And when you bop into the content, we're focusing on the middle colonies now. And so you'll find the assignment at the end where you will fill out a graphic organizer with notes from your learning. So it might be a good idea actually to print this and work through it while you're working through the content. That way you don't have to go back and remember things. You can be filling it out as you go through the curriculum. Next, for math, you'll see that you have 3 quizzes. So still go in and do all the content pages and practice pages, keeping in mind that if you've got about 2/3 of the practice page done and you feel like you're understanding, you can move on. But do try to make sure that you're working through the content and not just jumping through the quizzes, because later on you'll need to apply what you've learned, and in the module assessment you'll need to apply your learning. So make sure you're really taking your time to still move through the content. For science, you are going to take your Module 5 assessment, and then you'll start with 06.01, and there is a quiz connected to that in week 13. Do review, so go back and review, previous quiz questions, previous content, so that you're ready for that Module 5 assessment before you take it. And finally, for language arts, when you bop into week 13, you're going to see that you have the final part of 04.06, and then you're going to move into taking a 2-part assessment for the Module 4. And so with this assignment, it's important to remember that you've been working all throughout on this writing prompt. Tracing the tractor's legacy and the car catalyst, discuss 2 different modes of transportation and how they've changed over time. Using the text, explain how transportation changed the world. Use evidence from the text to support your responses. So many of you have followed kind of that graphic organizer that I supported you with, which was doing a body paragraph on tractors and how they've changed over time, doing a body paragraph on cars and how they've changed over time, and then finally having a body paragraph where you explain how those 2 modes of transportation have changed the world. And that's a really good way to write that essay. And then for this, note that there are 2 parts. I would recommend taking this one on one day and this one on another day so that it's spread out a little bit. When you're writing for your final assessments, note that I'm looking for whether or not you're following the prompt, whether or not your body paragraphs have quotes or supported evidence using quote sandwiches, and whether or not your concluding paragraph kind of gives the reader, who cares? Why do I care about this? What do I need to take away? Kind of your final wrap up with thoughts and opinions. So that's the structure for that, and I want to make sure you're knowing what you're going to be assessed on as you're looking at the writing parts of any kind of final part of these assessments. So with that, the week after is Thanksgiving. You will have that week to either catch up or take some time off, probably do a little bit of both. You can go back and redo assignments that you've done poorly on. So note that if that is something you've been wanting to do throughout the semester, Thanksgiving is a good time for that because you will not have new curriculum, but it's also an important time to rest and take time for yourself to enjoy one another. Have a great week and happy Thanksgiving.